You know that whole alpha dog thing where you're supposed to pin your dog to the ground and stare them down until they submit? Well, it turns out that's about as scientifically accurate as thinking the Earth is flat. And here's why this myth has been ruining relationships between humans and their furry best friends for decades. The entire concept of alpha dogs came from a study done in the 1940s on captive wolves in artificial environments, which is like studying human behavior by watching people trapped in an elevator for months. These weird animal facts get even weirder when you realize that the scientist who originally coined the term alpha wolf later spent years trying to correct his own research. But by then, the damage was done, and every dog trainer with a leather jacket was telling people to dominate their poodles. Here's one of those jaw-dropping wildlife info moments that'll change everything you thought you knew about pack behavior. Real wolves in the wild don't actually have alpha leaders who fight their way to the top. Instead, wolf packs are basically just families with mom and dad wolves leading their kids, kind of like how your parents run your household without having to wrestle you to the ground every morning. The alpha wolves are simply the breeding pair, and they lead through experience and guidance, not through intimidation and force. But here's where it gets really interesting from an animal kingdom perspective. Dogs aren't even wolves anymore. After thousands of years of domestication, these amazing animals have evolved to be naturally cooperative with humans rather than competitive. Your golden retriever isn't plotting to overthrow you and become the pack leader. They're probably just wondering when dinner is, and whether that squirrel outside is worth barking at for the 15th time today. The funny animal behaviors we see in dogs that trainers used to call dominance are actually just normal dog communication that has nothing to do with trying to be the boss. When your dog jumps on you, they're not trying to assert dominance, they're just excited and want to get closer to your face because that's how dogs naturally greet each other. It's like if aliens visited Earth and interpreted human handshakes as aggressive power struggles instead of friendly greetings. One of the most hilarious animal facts about dog training is that the whole alpha roll technique, where you flip your dog onto their back, is actually based on a complete misunderstanding of wolf behavior. When wolves roll onto their backs, they're choosing to do it voluntarily as a way of saying, "Hey, I'm not looking for trouble here." Forcing a dog onto their back is like forcing someone to smile. It completely defeats the purpose and just makes everyone uncomfortable. Here's some nature trivia that'll blow your mind. Dogs have been observed solving problems cooperatively with humans in ways that even our closest primate relatives can't match. These wild animal moments happen in your living room every day when your dog naturally looks to you for guidance, reads your facial expressions, and follows your pointing gestures. They're not trying to dominate you. They're trying to collaborate with you because that's literally what they evolved to do. The real kicker is that dominance-based training actually creates more behavioral problems than it solves. When you try to intimidate your dog, you're not teaching them to respect you, you're teaching them to fear you, which can lead to anxiety, aggression, and a whole host of other issues. It's like trying to teach someone to swim by throwing them into the deep end. Technically, it might work sometimes, but there are much better ways to go about it. Modern animal behavior science has shown us that dogs learn best through positive reinforcement, which is basically just a fancy way of saying, reward the good stuff and ignore the bad stuff. These animal fun facts about learning are actually true for most species, including humans. When your dog sits on command and gets a treat, they're not thinking, "Oh great, now I'm lower in the pack hierarchy." They're thinking, "Sitting equals treats, and treats are awesome." The most amazing part of all this is that when you stop trying to dominate your dog and start working with their natural instincts to cooperate, everything becomes easier. Dogs who are trained with positive methods are more confident, more eager to learn, and actually more obedient than dogs who are trained with intimidation tactics. It's like the difference between having a willing partner and having a reluctant prisoner. What's really fascinating is that this whole alpha dog myth has persisted for so long, despite being thoroughly debunked by actual animal behaviorists. It's one of those weird animal facts that isn't actually a fact at all, but it sounds authoritative enough that people just went with it. It's like how people used to think that if you touched a baby bird, its mother would reject it, completely false. But it sounded reasonable enough to stick around. The truth is that your dog doesn't want to be your alpha, and you don't need to be theirs. What they actually want is to be part of your family, to have clear and consistent rules, and to know that good things happen when they make good choices. These hilarious animal facts about dog psychology show us that our furry friends are way more interested in cooperation than competition. And that's probably why they've been our best friends for thousands of years. So the next time someone tells you that you need to show your dog who's boss by pinning them down or intimidating them, you can share these amazing animals' insights and explain that real dog training is about building a relationship, not winning a power struggle. Your dog will thank you for it, and you'll both be much happier as a result. Which of these surprising animal behavior facts shocked you the most? Drop a comment below and let me know if you've ever fallen for the alpha dog myth yourself. And if you enjoyed learning about these jaw-dropping wildlife revelations, make sure to smash that like button. Share this video with your fellow dog lovers and subscribe for more weird and wonderful animal content that'll change how you see the natural world forever.